It is absolutely heartbreaking to think about everything that sweet child went through. And what's more is that there was a safe and loving family who wanted to adopt her. Joining me in the studio, a very special guest. I'm so pleased to call him my friend, my colleague, Blair Miller. Blair, thank you for being here in the studio with us. And I know this time isn't easy, and I truly can't say enough wonderful things about you personally and professionally. And our viewing audience has come to somewhat hear about your story. You've been on with us before, but I want to make this crystal clear that you and your husband, Jonathan, were willing to adopt Harmony along with her brother, Jamison, who you have adopted. What happened with Harmony? Why weren't you able to, Blair?
So when we went through the adoption process with Jamison, our third and youngest son, we instantly heard that he had a sister. And one of our first questions was, what's that situation? What are we looking at adopting 2 more children here? Or what's the situation? And we were instantly told that he did have a sister. And we were told by him he had a sister. And they were very close. They were in foster care together, in and out of foster homes. And we were immediately told by the state of Massachusetts that Harmony had, that situation had already been taken care of. She had been reunified with her father, who is a different father than what Jamison has, biologically. And so we were told that was not an option. We continued to ask, what's that situation? Because it's important to Jamison. It was important to him, and so therefore it was important to us. And we had always said, if that door is open, we want to walk through it and figure out what's going on. Of course, now we hear everything. It's painful to hear it.
Oh, Blair, I can't even imagine. I've been saying the heartbreak, I'm sure you, your husband, Jonathan, feels, your boys. You and Jonathan, I see, they're like angels on earth. They really are. They've adopted 3 beautiful little boys, all from different families. Jamison is the youngest. I mean, you have saved Jamison's life. And I think what is so tragic about this, you and Jonathan wanted to save Harmony's too, had it not been for Adam Montgomery asserting his parental rights.
Sure, and the timing here was, pretty unique because Harmony had already been reunified with her father back in February. And we adopted Jamison officially in August of that same year. And we look at the timeline of everything. When we officially did his adoption in court, and then his birthday was right after that. It was all around Thanksgiving, when now we know what was happening to sweet Harmony. And it is so very painful to know that we were celebrating Jamison's 3rd birthday the same weekend that she was killed in the backseat of that car. And that is a tough reality.
How much does Jamison know about the reality?
He's 7, and, but like I said, from day one, he has always said he has a sister. He will say now he has a sister. He loves to tell everyone about his family. In fact, we showed this picture.
Blair, that drawing, this has some significance, doesn't it?
And this was just last week, or the week before, he came home and showed Jonathan, my husband, what he made at school. And he's got his 2 dads there, his 2 brothers there.
I know
his
this
2 dogs,
hard for you.
but
I know.
He has that heart right there with the H in it.
Up at the top.
Yeah, for Harmony.
Because she's an angel. Is that why? Because it's like the heart was raised above.
Yes. And as the search unfolded, we were very involved in trying to get answers. Even before she was officially missing, we were trying to press for answers and trying to figure out what was going on, because we knew behind the scenes something was wrong. We weren't sure to what extent.
Right.
And really, for Jamison, we wanted to bridge that relationship together. We wanted sibling visitations because it was important to him. It's important to us. And so we got to a point where we really need to, we've been very public about this because we wanted to bring attention to finding Harmony. We still want that to happen.
Right.
And we got to a point where we needed to tell Jamison that something is, Harmony's not here anymore, and she's in heaven. And the moment we did, and Jamison, he is a very wild little boy, as they should be. And it was one of the first times he just sat and collapsed in our arms and just sat there. And we said, she's in heaven. And he just wanted to know. And one of the first things he said is, what happened to her and who hurt her, which is very profound for a 6-year-old, 7-year-old at the time. And so now she is part of our conversation. And this was when he actually adopted him.
Zeke and Cash.
And Judge Erskine there, who did our adoption. And this was a special day for us. And Jamison had already been through a lot of trauma in his life, in and out of a lot of different foster homes. And he came to us with all his belongings in a trash bag. He had already been through too much. And now this is part of his story, and it's our job to figure out how to protect him, but also help him and us as a family work through some of this.
Right. Blair, I have loved for years, before I even knew you personally, and just admired your work as a journalist. It's the truth, really. I was a big fan of yours, journalistically for many years before I had the pleasure of getting to know you personally. And I know that you do things to mark special occasions, like Harmony's birthday in June, don't you? You mark the occasion with your kids.
Yeah, and this is really led by my husband, Jonathan, who is the heart of our family. And so every year on our birthday, we do celebrate, and that's what these pictures are here. And we have a birthday cake. We maybe get some flowers or balloons. One year we let balloons go for one for each of her years. And each of our boys let them go into the sky. Going to heaven is what he wanted to do. And then one time when we were living up in DC, he said, let's get some flowers and throw them in the Potomac River. And then they will reach his sister in heaven.
That's right.
So we try to make it part of, that conversation, his life, because the last thing we want him to do is wake up when he's 15, 16 years old and think, what's happened in my life?
Right.
And what have my dads done or not done? And that is our motivation every single day is, what are we doing to help him deal with this awful, awful situation? So we do make it part of, every year we do celebrate that. And as painful as it is, I think there is some bit of healing for him, for us, for our other two boys. How do they talk to their brother about it?
Right.
And just this week, we're having some of those same conversations at home.
Oh, I know you are. Gosh, Blair, when Jamison talks about Harmony, I would imagine he's got some memories of her, right? That he really does remember being with her. What does he share?
He talks a lot. It used to be we'd be at a park and he'd see a little girl with blonde hair and might remind him of her, her blue eyes. He will talk about. And he will just say how much he loves her.
Oh.
And we've heard a lot of stories about the role that Harmony played with Jamison when they were in foster care together. We heard this yesterday in court. And as special as that is, it's also really hard to hear, because this was a little girl that was protecting him, and now we're constantly asking ourselves who was protecting her. No one was.
You're right.
No one. And it is so sad. It is so heartbreaking. But it makes everyone so angry.
Yes.
And that's the hard part about it.
Yes. Well, might I just say, to answer that question that you said Jamison may have about what have his dads done, truly the answer is his dads have made our world a better place. You and Jonathan really have, Blair.
Yeah, people say that, and it's kind of you say that, but they make our world a better place. And these three boys, all of them have a very unique story, and they are true blessings. This morning I dropped them off for school before I came here, and all parents know this. When you drop your kids off, they go out in the world and you think, oh gosh, I hope they're going to be okay. And just looking at Jamison today, with everything that's going on, the heavy stuff that's happening, you think, gosh, I hope he's going to be okay, not just today, but later when he realizes a lot of this stuff.